Jeffrey here again of Old American Iron, but as you can see this time instead of hauling home old iron, I was hauling home a stone windmill. Some people had this in the backyard of their house in a community about 10 miles from home, and they wanted it removed in order to build a deck. I went to look at it and said I would take it, and I can't hardly believe all the things I get myself into. I wish I had pictures of it in the backyard, as it was very tight quarters. It was sunk about 1.5 feet into the ground. I had to dig underneath it, build a crisscross channel iron frame under it, so when I put the chains crisscross underneath it and lift it up on them, it wouldn't push the sides of it together or damage it. At this point, I had to assemble a steel framework around it to attach the chains to, jack it up out of the ground, and then put the wheels underneath it. And this was quite difficult, as it was such tight quarters. All the steel framework and dual wheels, which had to be moved to the back side of it, had to be moved there by hand because there wasn't even enough room for a skid loader. This was on our way home. We were almost halfway home, and there was a little country bar we stopped in front of because the road was wide enough, because we wanted to recheck the load. And of course we had to show it off a little bit to some of the neighbors and friends who would be frequenting the bar on a Saturday morning. Everything was going good at this point. Here it is from the other side when we made our stop to check the load. You can see that there was a window in the side of it in the doorway. It was open in the center, so when I had to dig down to put the chains under it, I could dig in the center also. And you can also see that we had straps underneath it holding up plywood, which we had placed after it was jacked up and on wheels. We wanted the plywood in place in case a stone would have come loose as we were traveling down the road, because you can imagine the disaster would have been if a stone would have come loose and went under one of the rear wheels. I wouldn't even want to think about it. Here it is after we had just pulled into my yard. It was quite a relief to have it in my yard off the road, and kind of patting myself on the back for getting it this far. It was quite an accomplishment, I thought, and I was happy to have it to this point. Here's a picture of myself and 3 friends after we had gotten it home in the yard. I'm the bald guy. The friends were great help, as I've always had friends who would always support me in all my crazy endeavors, and we were celebrating a little bit at this point. Here it is in its final location in my backyard. I pulled it there with the D7. In this picture, you can see that the straps and plywood have been removed, and on the front corner you can see the size of the heavy chains I had crisscrossed underneath it. So at this point it was time to remove the wheels, use jack and blocking to get it to the level I wanted it at and get it plumb. Here you can see the windmill in its final location after I had poured the foundation underneath it and removed all the I-beams around it. And I have my old skid loader there where I'm filling in around it. So I'm just about done with the project at this point, none too soon. Here it is in its final location in my backyard with the backfilling done around it. Another big project finished. I'm sure it will sit here as long as I'm on this earth, probably never to be moved again. But you never know, in the future there might be another guy on this earth who's as crazy as I am and decides they want it in their backyard. So thanks once again for watching. We'll see you again. Bye.